and welcome to Culture of Caring. I'm your host, Natalie Boyle. And as we briefly mentioned last time, we are in North Texas Giving Day season, and that is my favorite time of year. I absolutely love it. North Texas Giving Day is an online day of giving. You don't have to live in North Texas to give. You do have to be here if you're one of the nonprofits participating. But over 3,000 nonprofits participate, and I believe last year they raised $66 million for the North Texas community. So it is just this fabulous day where we're able to celebrate not only Mommies in Need, of course, our nonprofit, but also so many other wonderful groups that do some amazing things in our community. And one of the ways that we promote collaboration, and that something that we've been doing for several years now, is to have a North Texas Giving Day party and invite a bunch of our other favorite nonprofits so that they can be raising money and awareness too. And so we've done this for a few years now, and I think this will be our third year doing it in partnership with Comerica Bank. Comerica is one of our biggest sponsors and just honestly some of our favorite people. We just love them over there. And today we're going to talk about our Giving Day events. So this will be the third one that we've done at the branch. So it's going to be at the Comerica at Mockingbird and Abrams in Dallas. And we have a bunch of other nonprofits participating. All the nonprofits bring fun activities for the kids. They can go around and get sticker charts and earn free Monster yogurt and all kinds of stuff. So it's really, really fun. And we hope you'll come. And today we're going to talk to the founder of another one of the nonprofits. She was at our Comerica event last year. They're going to be there again this year. And we just want to share a little bit about their mission and why we think you should be supporting not only us, but as many other wonderful nonprofits as you can. So I'd like to introduce Tazora Dotie-Moore, who is the founder of Hear My Cry. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, yeah, it's so great to have you here. So just to get started, can you just tell us, what is Hear My Cry?
Okay, Hear My Cry Foundation was founded upon 2013. It's a suicide prevention awareness organization. I lost my husband to suicide in 2012, so it motivated me to start an organization to bring awareness to mental health and suicide in our communities.
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your loss.
Thank you.
And I also founded my organization because of a very personal life experience. And so I know firsthand how hard that is.
Yes.
And just compliment you on the bravery and the choice that you made to do something to help after you had going through such a difficult time.
Absolutely. Definitely found my purpose through my pain.
Yeah. And if there's any gift that pain gives, that's what it is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you do that. What are your programs?
So my organization, we provide free counseling for anyone that is suicidal. We also do burial assistance for families who lost someone to suicide. And we also do assistance for medication and transportation if they're not able to afford their medication.
Great. And so do you have like a hotline that people use, or how do people get the help?
The telephone number is 214-988-9161. You call, or you can also go to our website and fill out our intake form.
Fantastic. And
then we will actually connect you with a counselor.
Beautiful. And we will put all the links in the show notes so that if you didn't catch that phone number, we'll put it in text for you guys.
Absolutely.
So that you can come back and do it. So, just in talking about the work that you do, which is so vital.
Yes.
And, I know that through COVID and these last couple of years, life has gotten a lot tougher for a lot of people. And have you seen an increase in your needs because of that?
I've seen the increase in my needs, and I also seen the increase of people really realizing what mental health is and the importance of mental health. So through COVID, our numbers did increase with the help for counseling, but it also gave people the education of mental health is definitely important, just like your physical health.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the important things, right, is that I think we're getting better, but there's still some stigma we have to work on.
Absolutely.
If mental health is just as important, and you wouldn't just tell somebody that broke their leg to get over it.
Right. And I think with the celebrities coming out as well, I know during the Olympics, I don't know if it was the Olympics, but the gymnast, she actually left the performance because she was focusing on her mental health. So events like that definitely helps and improve the mental health awareness.
Yeah. And so, so let's just talk me through how you can provide help. So if somebody is feeling either like they are at risk, or if they have a family member that's at risk, so they go and they make a call, or they go to your website, and then how do you kind of bring them in? How do you get them connected with counseling, or how does that work?
Absolutely. So all my 6 counselors is on my website. So the client will actually go to the website. They will pick the counselor that they would like to have counseling sessions with. They fill out the intake form and attach the counselor that they would like to perform. We have 24 hours to contact the client. And once we contact the client, we provide the free counseling sessions for them. So it's an easy process. I know when you're going through things, you don't want to go over and beyond trying to provide the information. So it's basic information, and then the counselor will get the vital information once you guys sign up for them.
That's a really great service.
Yes, thank you.
So you were with us last year at the Comerica
Yes.
event. Can you just talk a little bit about what that was like, and you know?
Oh my God, it was so awesome to meet the community. It was a drive-through, so we was able to interact with the kids and kind of share our information. I was able to provide, pass out my brochures and everything to the families, and just the engagement of the different organizations that was there. It was very awesome. So, you know, a lot of times we kind of get caught up in thinking that we're the only organizations, but to be able to partner with other organizations, and they motivate you and they push you, and it was just so awesome. So I really enjoyed myself, and I'm glad that I'll be there this year as well.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you back again this year. It is something where we just, you know, we love it. It's got such great energy. And we
Yes.
are all there to just kind of celebrate together and to help each other raise money, because we all do such important work.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I think that that's really awesome.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, you know, can you tell me, do you have any particular impact stories? Something from your work that has been, you know, what you consider a success, or a story that you would feel.
I definitely have an impact story, and it always reminds me the importance of my work that I do in the community. I actually had guy that I was tagged on Facebook, social media. He made a post saying that he's basically going to end his life, and that he feel like he has no reason to live. So one of my clients, or one of my friends, I can't remember who, but they tagged my organization and they tagged me. So in that process, I kind of give an overview of my organization, and to inbox me if you would like the services that I provide. Well, he actually inboxed me. He was linked up to a counselor, and now he's a CEO and a founder of his own clothing line. Yes, it's called Miracle Walking. So that is a story that's dear to my heart, to know that at a point that he felt like he didn't want to make it, and now he's thriving and have his own business and everything. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. And what a good name. What
A Miracle Walking.
Miracle Walking.
Yes.
That's such a great story, and that's so, you know, so I have, for some reason, my tattoos are mostly on my feet, so it's really awkward to show them. But I have a semicolon tattoo,
Yes.
which is
Good
a little
seeing
semicolon with a heart. And those that know me well know it's a double meaning, because, oh yeah, Tabitha was just showing me her tattoos, and so it's a double meaning for me. So the first being, it's a semicolon. As those of you know who've heard my whole story, I don't have a colon, and so the joke is, I don't have a colon, I have a semicolon. But the other half of that is it's a symbol of depression awareness, of suicide prevention awareness. And I love the message behind it, which is the reason it's a semicolon.
Yes.
Is we all go through things. And so for me, I suffered through a period of really difficult depression after all my health conditions, because I just, you know, I had missed all this time in my kids' lives.
Yes.
I was just trying to come to terms with what all had happened to me. And so as I got better, when I hit that point where I started feeling really good again, was when I wanted to get the semicolon. And the idea behind it is that so depression is not the end. It's not
Absolutely.
the period at the end of your sentence.
Absolutely.
But it is just a pause, and you have the chance then to live a life after that pause.
Exactly.
And what I love about the story you just told is that it's talking about someone who did go through this and have that pause, and then got to do so much more with the rest of his life.
Absolutely. And we keep in contact. So just him hearing that, you actually really saved my life. Like I was at the end of giving up, and me reaching out to you really definitely gave me another beginning of a new life. So yes, I love it.
Yeah,
Love
that's
it.
really wonderful. And in talking about your journey, obviously, how you got the inspiration from what happened in your life, but how did you get to the place of going, what I need to do is start this nonprofit? How did that develop?
Absolutely. So once my husband passed away to suicide, I was actually researching resources for families who lost a loved one to suicide, and it really wasn't a lot of resources for myself and my kids. So I decided to create that organization that bring the gap between mental health, the laws, all of that with the counseling as well. In our community, we really do not talk about counseling. So that's not something that we're open with. So I figured that if I start an organization that provide those services for free, then people will be open to actually take the services and realize that it's important. It's important. And most of my clients, I think it's like 95% of my clients actually stay with the counselor. So it's definitely a good success story. It's a good success program. And yeah, I'm excited.
And now, how do you find your counselors? Are they, employees, or are they people that you find in the community? How does that work?
So the counselors are actually someone that have their own private firm, and they just have a contract with Hear My Cry Foundation.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I love that. So what are your goals for Giving Day this year? You're coming back to our event.
Yes.
What are your hopes? What do you want people to know and hear?
I just want people to know that my services is here for free counseling and for the burial assistance. My goal is to raise $10,000 this year.
Awesome.
Last year I raised $5,000, so I want to double that goal.
Fantastic.
And I'm excited. I really feel like that the work has been done, and that people is really knowing about Hear My Cry, and people really knowing the importance of mental health. So I really believe that I'm going to reach that goal this year.
Well, I believe in you too, and we'll do everything we can to help you reach that goal.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Well, anything else you want to share about Hear My Cry, or any final ideas or tips for anyone?
Yes, so actually I would like you guys to plug into my website. We have an annual event, a motorcycle ride for suicide awareness. That's our annual event every year that we have, and we have it in July to celebrate the lives of people who we lost to suicide, and also my husband, that's his death anniversary. So it's normally like the second or the third week of July.
What a beautiful thing, because the death. So I lost my brother a few years ago, and I know the death anniversary is a really hard time.
Yes.
But what a beautiful thing to make that something, again, a celebration and a fundraiser to help others.
Yes, and actually people actually really look forward to that event because they're able to celebrate the lives of the loved ones that they lost, and also survivors. That's a time that they be able to open up and tell about their story and how they overcame their obstacle of suicide thoughts and mental health, and how they able to cope with their mental illness, and how they are bridging that gap and educating other people that's going through the same thing that they're going through.
Wow. Well, one of the reasons that this is called Culture of Caring is because we really want to encourage people just around the world with love and care. And so I like to ask, is there a way that particularly you like to make sure that you're caring for either your clients or your employees, or what does Hear My Cry, when you think of a culture of caring, what does that mean to you?
Cultural caring meaning that you actually putting yourself in the shoes or listening. You actually making sure that the people that you are engaging with have their needs, and you just motivate them to open up and to tell you, because it's not a lot of times that we do not want to help, but we have to know that you're in need of help. So that's the culture that we have, is that, we push to open up. In order for you to get the help that you need, you definitely have to communicate that.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me.
Thank you.
We will have Hear My Cry linked in our footnotes, show notes, whatever they're called, I don't know. But we'll have it written somewhere. And I encourage you, this is the thing about Giving Day. Giving Day is live right now. Well, it will be in, podcast time. But Giving Day is live. you can go to northtexasgivingday.org. And of course, you should donate to Mommies in Need. That's, just
Absolutely.
necessary. But also think about donating to Hear My Cry. Think about looking through all of the fantastic nonprofits and picking 2 or 3 or 10 that somehow call to your heart and share that with them. Giving Day is such a beautiful time. A lot of nonprofits might have matching gifts. So when you give to Mommies in Need, we are able to match that dollar for dollar. So it's just one where it is a great chance to celebrate the culture of caring that we're trying to create in the community and in the North Texas community. And so we'd just like to remind you of that. So the Comerica event that's coming up later this week, this is, it's at the Comerica Bank located at Mockingbird and Abrams from 3 to 5 p.m. We're going to have Hear My Cry. We're going to have Magdalene House. We're going to have a bunch, LEC PTA, Lake Highland Early Childhood PTA. Most people might not know that. We're going to have a bunch of groups there. And again, super fun activities for the kids, snacks, and there's a drive-through option. So if you get your kids out of school and you want to get them a snack, you can just drive through, but not have to get them out of their car seats. So that's an option too. And we would love to see you there. And if for some reason you can't make that, Mommies in Need is also doing an open house on Giving Day itself, which is the 22nd. And we'll tell you more about that later. But again, just go on to northtexasgivingday.org. Consider donating to one or more of your favorite nonprofits. And we will talk to you next time.
Culture of Caring with Natalie Boyle is brought to you by Mommies in Need, a nonprofit organization with the mission of caring for kids so that families can access health care. The podcast is hosted by Natalie Boyle, produced by Tabitha Evans and Real News Communications Network. If you have an idea for a topic or guest, or want to share a #FailedSoHard moment, email us at coc@mommiesinneed.org. Please remember to rate, like, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Video versions of the podcast are available on YouTube.